have, by losing our food, we have lost our soul actually. It's not that you have lost your health, you have lost, see, culture basically depends on your agriculture, and we have lost our agricultural practices, along with that the food, and when you lose your food, you have lost your soul. There is absolutely nothing that remains. If your food is right, there is no need of medicine. So, according to me, that's how we used to respect the kitchen. I mean, if you come to South, many homes even today, without taking bath, you don't enter the kitchen, and you clean the kitchen twice. Before entering the kitchen, you clean and go back, take bath, again you start your kitchen work. So all these traditional practices have come for a reason, and we actually have been eliminating them in the name of traditions, as if these Western practices are scientific. In fact, they are neither scientific nor traditional, they are just business, and it is an economic model that is running us. And we had ecology in the focus. Whatever we did, we had the living things all around us. Like Sir clearly explained, the earthworm that you cannot see is also very important. In fact, the farmers were not using shoes because they were afraid that they would kill the earthworms. So in my farm, we don't in a different way. So the traditions basically in our country were always worried about all the living things around us, and that was the real culture, and that is of course based on, that was our driving force, whether it is agriculture, whether it is something else, associated works along with the agricultural practices. Everything had a particular logic and a philosophical moral value called spiritual existence. And so everything that we did had this domain of spirituality in our actions. And we have, of course, slowly and steadily lost last 100 years, and in the last 50 years the pace has increased. So, and we should not be losing ourselves, and the thing that can get back us into that is only food. It is the food which is the material domain, which is connecting the spirit, the energy that we get burning glucose, ATP, the biological energy is actually coming from the photochemical energy. So this transition of the energy is what is happening in the life forms, but the energy is absolutely spiritual. So let's not lose all these sheaths of wonderful dimensions in the name of business, and ecological focus is now lost in every human being that is running around, because we are all bothered about economical systems. So how do I make more money? Oh, this concept is good, nice, I'll make a packet and I'll make a trend and I will make a more number of things. So let's not be thinking about this money making businesses, and that's the essence of what I was trying to capture, the whole attitude of SARS. You see, it's not just the word and it is not the data that we are giving. What is the essence that he is trying to communicate is that get out of this economic mindset to ecological mindset, and that's what I have learned in the last 15 minutes that he was trying to whatever babbling or whatever words you want to use, he has been trying from his core, try to communicate this aspect. And so can we get back to that? And how do we do that? We can do it only through food, nothing else. So we can do businesses, they are all peripheral things, but then are we doing a justifiable jobs to our next generation? So why do we eat food? to make the virya, to make the andanu samskara, the virya samskara and garbha samskara. That's where the life begins. So the real life, in fact, we have been very successful now in the world that we are able to give birth to 8% of mentally retarded kids, 8% of physically handicapped kids. 8% of the kids are already with diabetes, so-called type 1 diabetes. And it is so sad for me to say this, that we have kids hole in the heart, 6%. I mean, this, I have already told, 26% of the kids are dysfunctional. And it's all because the food is wrong. And we have lost the concept of virya samskar, garbha samskar. After the marriage, there used to be sessions of 6 months to 1 year for the newly married couple to be following certain rules before you have your babies born. All that traditional knowledge has been just evaporated in the last 50, 60 years. And that's where the trouble is. It's not that you are sick. As I told you, you can eat millets and get rid of it in a matter of 3 months to 6 months, whatever disease you have. I don't care the names. But then, can we bring back this family? Can we bring back these traditions? Can we bring back these spiritual connections to the land that gives us food, to the earthworms that are growing in our soil? Are we getting connected? So that's the reason why we need to talk about all these things as a whole. I cannot be separating soil department, water department, and some cooking department. It's like now we have in the hospitals right eye expert, left eye expert. This division is killing us. So that's because of the management systems that this Western thought process has, and someone was rightly telling, we are living in silos because it's all in large scales. I mean, what is silo? Silo is a place where you throw huge amounts of things. They're called silos. So centralizing, instead of centralizing, let us centralize our energies to distribute to the local systems. So, and that was the information channelization. Earlier days, Gurukulas, they used to distribute the knowledge, which is centralized. So, knowledge is centralized and distributed, not the materials. So, this is where the transition we all have to plan for. So, let's all have information exchange. Let's centralize that and pass it through all the continents so that we encourage the spirit of localism, spirit of growing food, taja, fresh, and spirit of processing there and then, all these things, because food is very personal and should be family oriented. So can we make the transition? Oh, it's very nice to speak all ideal things, and can we really do it?
Can some people ask you questions?
Yeah, I will certainly keep. Now, Umender Sahab has actually asked me to speak about some diseased conditions too, which actually we have been doing for a long time. I am very happy to announce that recently we have had wonderful healing evidences. We conduct every week one cancer class, one diabetes class, and like that in our clinic. So 20 to 30 patients are made to sit together, and then we talk about the whole thing for the whole day, from morning 10 to 3 o'clock. And every nuances, how to cook, how to make ambali, why do you think I have this problem, that problem. So I talk for 1 hour, my daughter speaks for 1 hour, and then all others who have come we have open discussion for 2 hours. So we are exchanging the information from each other, and we have found out of 20 patients who come to us on a clinical basis, after 6 months we have found 18 people are all right. So we have slowly transited them from being sick to a person who is healthy, and most of them are actually have become torchbearers for millet food. And I personally think it is not millet food that we are talking about, we are talking about our culture, our souls. And of course, just to add another layer of it, England people were eating proso millet, and so everywhere these foods were present. And I think 2019 we have an archaeological evidence, 178,000 years diggings have got in the reminiscence of the dental reminiscence of the skulls. They were finding only millet food and millet grains and millet grasses, not anything else. So the history is 178,000 years. We are not talking about thousands, we are talking about lakhs of years. So of course I don't know whether the carbon dating was done rightly, because they said it was 50,000 and now they are telling it is 1 lakh. Whatever it is ancient. Everywhere people were eating these foods, and in the last 100 years this blip of scientific had a green revolution or white revolution, and now they are spinning pink revolution. As I told you, you need more protein, more protein. And please don't eat more protein, because there is not a single peptidase from your mouth to the celiac region. You only need 3% of the food that you are eating, not based on your weight. So that means if a fellow is 100 kilos, he needs to eat 100 grams protein, means he needs to eat half kilo meat once. So that's not the right way of doing things. It's a business way of doing things. So let's be more scientific. Whatever you eat, let there be 3 to 4% of it be protein. So that's how, even if dokla or idli, dosa, the ratio of grain to the dal is 5:1. So when you say take 100 grams of dal, each and every dal has got minimum of 20% of protein. So that means if you take 20 grams, you will have 4 to 5 grams of protein there. And you can add the remaining 80 grams of grain, that is rice. So it's perfectly fitting for you. So the old food preparations have declared and advised very clearly, this is the ratio for your lentil to rice ratio, which perfectly fits the calculated protein. And the proteins are actually materials that are used in our body as platform for all these enzymic reactions and the enzymes themselves. So you need to replenish and get rid of. That can be done only by your kidney and liver. Only these two organs can deal with this protein. So if you eat excess, then you have problem with your kidney, and that's what is CKD is increasing of late, too much. Chronic kidney diseases. So, and not only that, pains, you have pain here, pain there, and if you sit for 2 hours, you get up, you cannot walk. All this is the byproducts of the protein metabolism that trouble you. So if you have pains, body pains, any pains, first thing you have to do is eat no protein for 2 days, your pains will disappear. Because it is that nitrogenous left out reminiscence that create these issues. And don't we need protein? Yes, you do need protein. I am not saying don't eat protein, but be moderation. That's called, of course, Bhagavan Krishna says, Yukta Aharasya. It should be apt. It's not just the quality, it should be when and how. Don't keep eating because it is right. So that way millets are completely balanced. You have everything that your body needs, including the cleaning agents that I have talked to you about. The matured aromatic fibers called lignans are not available anywhere, neither in the greens, vegetables or roots and tubers or anywhere else. So that's how it is unique, but luckily it is available for everyone, you see. Not only for you, even for the whole birds kingdom, other animals, everything can eat. In fact, the migratory big animals in the open grasslands, why are they called open grasslands? It is available for everyone, all, anywhere and everywhere. So that's the beauty of these grasses, and millets have to be the human's food. They was the human food, and it should be the future food, because they are really, really defining the word food itself is defined. So can we do transition? How can we do? Only by talking, only by informing, only by educating, only by singing songs of the greatness of God's grace, that is millets. So let's all keep doing something or the other about millets, because that's what can preserve not only our souls, our land, our rivers, everything will be safe once we change our food. And it is this criminal act in the name of science that we are doing when we eat all the food materials that not replenish the resources of the planet. So by eating millets, by shifting, we are going to see the replenishing act happening. Hence, starting from earthworm to all the biodiversity will come back if we change our food. So you cannot get back the balance without the balancing agents, and millets are those balancing agents, and it is the humans who have eliminated it. So it is humans' responsibility to get them back into the equations. So thank you, and as Umender said, another 15 no, you can ask questions for another 15 minutes.
एक ही लाइन है, दो सुनो। वो पशुशाला से दूध मंगा के मॉडर्न है, मैं अपने घर में दूध उगाता हूँ तो बैकवर्ड हूँ। एक बात, केचुआ जो सुई भर का सुराख करता है, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। जो दड़ी पत्ते का चोथ जमीन के अंदर 24 घंटे में मिला देता है, जो जमीनी लीटर जिसको बोलते हैं, एक पशु का जो गोहा है उसको 24 घंटे में जमीन के अंदर समाहित कर देता है, उसका कोई गुणगान नहीं। सूर्य भर का सुराख करने वाला इतना मित्र है, और वो चूहा जो 3 इंच का बोर कर देता है जमीन के अंदर, उसकी वैल्यू क्यों नहीं? इन चीजों के ऊपर में थोड़ा फोकस देना।
ये हाँ जी, गुंजन जी।
Yeah.
माइक में कॉर्डलेस माइक नहीं है क्या?
चलो अभी बोलो, उतरी गए बोलो।
अब यहाँ
आप मिल गए लो।
And we've been talking extensively about cancer. Is there any cure for motor neuron disease?
Yes, MND. Yeah, protocol is already printed. We have done for a long time. Hundreds of cases have been successfully healing. It's connected to neuron systems, nerves. We have had wonderful results, and we have a protocol in the book. Please download. Sir, I will send you the.
वो कर गुंजन जी वो कर
No. I'm saying this is the need of the hour because there are so many patients.
Yes,
now.
yes.
Cancer is well covered. I'm very glad. Thank you so much.
Yeah, MND, muscular dystrophy. There are called so-called rare diseases. We have worked on that.
संदीप कौर।
नमस्ते सर। सर मैं एक बात बस कहना चाहूँगी। मैंने पूसा यूनिवर्सिटी में खेती विरासत मिशन की तरफ से 2023 में एक वर्कशॉप अटेंड की थी, जहाँ पे जितने भी साइंटिस्ट थे वो सारे लोग एक ही बात कर रहे थे कि मिलेट्स का प्रोडक्शन कम है और हमें इसको मॉडिफाई करना पड़ेगा, इसका प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाने के लिए।
जेनेटिक मॉडिफिकेशन।
मालूम है।
हाँ जी,
Yeah.
सर इसके ऊपर अगर आज हम मिलेट्स का प्रचार कर रहे हैं और साथ ही हम आज इसके ऊपर अगर बात करेंगे, लोगों को अवेयर करेंगे, तो आई थिंक हमें 10-15 साल के बाद वो प्रॉब्लम्स फेस नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. तो इसके ऊपर क्या कर रहा है?
No, they are missing one point that millets can be grown anywhere. बहुत सारा जगह पे हम millets उगा सकते हैं. तो अभी our millet production is only 0.8% of the land as in India. So we can expand it to 80% and without any investment, inputs. तो सब लोग ये scientists they have to keep themselves into the focus. So they think we have to increase the yield of the millets. तो ये millets का yield का बात नहीं है क्योंकि हमारा पास और 10 एकड़ खाली पड़ा हुआ है. So it's only a matter of expanding the millet fields, not the yields.
Growing more.
Yeah, growing more. So that's what actually Andhra Pradesh in the recent, just day before yesterday, there came a news. The moment the demand increased, now Anantapuramu, a drought hit district, is leading the whole Andhra districts in production of millets because you don't need rain also. 4 rains good enough. So it is the demand and the awareness. So according to me, minor millets, including proso millet, even we don't need any genetic modification, and we also already know that genetically modified food systems carry something negative along with them, which may not be, you may not be aware now. After another 5 years, you would come to know what damage it has done.
खाली वो जेनेटिक नहीं, ये जो फोर्टिफिकेशन का धंधा आ गया है.
Yeah, I want to answer along with that.
वो जो आप कह रहे थे ना, प्लीज मैं आपको हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, आप पीएनयू के ट्रैप में मत फंसो.
Yeah, no, I will answer.
इसमें गेहूं में जिंक ही बढ़ा देंगे.
No, let me answer. I'll give you an example of vitamin D fortification of milk, which they have been doing for the last 25 years. And for your kind information, you can go to any country, any part of the world, take vitamin D testing. Almost all people are vitamin D deficient. Despite you giving milk liter after liter in the schools also, you are claiming you are giving vitamin D fortified milk. And why does vitamin D become deficient in people? Because the system does not want to accept it. If your vitamin D has to be made under the skin by your cholesterol, by the action of the sun rays, and your liver is directly associated with the transporting system of vitamin D, and then it can store whenever you want, it will give. This is the biological system. You cannot say I will dump vitamin D and then why I am not having efficiency. Assimilation is important. So there are a lot of these things, and the natural systems are built in for what you need and the way you work, because these associations have been millions of years, not overnight. So, and another example, I'll give you folic acid. Nowadays, the moment a lady becomes pregnant, take folic acid tablet, folic acid tablet, B12. So all that has to have naturally. It is that they are doing business, but then our dadi, didi, they were giving you beetroot juice and green leaves mixture. That's it. So that's what is the answer. So already genetically modified, all these have done the damage, and if you do not want to learn from the history, so your GM crops, on the surface level they look all right. They are giving you yields. See, this is what we are done. But are they giving us? Then people will call, say, nutritional hunger. Because that means all along what you have been feeding us doesn't have nutrients. That is the result, end results. Am I right? So you don't need to do this kind of jugglery. and say we are providing food. You are not providing food, you are providing food minus health. Okay, nutrition is part of that. So these modern day agricultural, they are giving you food, but food minus nutrition and health. So you do not want just the food, you want nutrition and health. So always say no to unnatural systems. That's what Womender has been struggling to tell everyone.
ये हाँ जी ये नहीं सर जी फिलोसॉफर बोलो
सर मेरा ये मानना है कि आपने मिलेट्स की बात की, बहुत अच्छी बात है। हमारा जो इंडिया का जो जियोलॉजिकल कंडीशंस है जो डिवर्स है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में मिर्च मसाले हैं तो कहीं मिलेट्स अच्छे हो सकते हैं, जहाँ पानी की मात्रा अच्छी है वहाँ और क्रॉप्स हो सकती है। तो ये डिवर्स को ये इसमें प्लानिंग की जो कमी है वो सरकार के लेवल पे है कि जहाँ जो हो सकता है अच्छा हो सकता है उसी को पहल दें। तो हम हर एक जगह मसाले बोएंगे तो नहीं होंगे, हर एक जगह मिलेट्स की बात करेंगे तो नहीं होगी, ये एडेप्टेबिलिटी नहीं होगी। इसके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है?
Yeah, millets are the ones that have so much diversity. There are more than 248 varieties of millets. So each and every geographical region you can have some millets or the other growing by themselves. So there is no dearth for the diversity in the millets itself, basically. In fact, the foxtail millet, I myself have got more than 28 varieties of foxtail millet. So the diversity is built in.
ये इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मुझे लगता है
And no, I want to answer. It is just that the governments all over the world are not talking about millets at all is the problem. So right now at least we have the discussions and dialogues are going on, and I am glad that we are sitting in a university a lecture hall and talking about these issues.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन पुष्कर जी क्या कहना है?
राहुल, हम मिलेट्स की बात कर रहे हैं पर बीज कहाँ है? मैं हिमाचल से हूँ, जो बताते थे लोग हमारे टाइम पे कि मतलब हमारे गांव में बताते थे कि हर पहाड़ का बीज अलग होता, तो एक पहाड़ी से दूसरे पहाड़ी जाते टाइम बीज का कलर, टेस्ट, उसका स्वाद, उसका अरोमा सब चेंज हो जाता था। बीज ही नहीं है पूरे हिमाचल में, मिलेट्स के बीज नहीं है। दूसरा चीज, हम जब बात करते हैं प्राकृतिक खेती की, हर कुछ तो डाला जा रहा है। ऑर्गेनिक खेती इज नॉट प्राकृतिक खेती, ये तो शायद आप भी मानेंगे मेरे साथ। उसमें अभी भी केमिकल्स डालते हैं और वो प्राकृतिक है ही नहीं। तो प्राकृतिक खेती करने के लिए प्राकृतिक या हमारे पुराने बीज चाहिए, वो कहाँ से मिलेंगे?
लकीली हमारा इंडिया में अभी भी प्राकृतिक एंड पुराना बीज अभी बाकी है. We have lots of seed protecting agents. In south we have many, and of course even north also I am sure there are a lot of people working on it. I myself know we have actually supplied seeds. You can contact Kheti Virasat Mission, or in fact in Rajasthan also there is a group, and south we have umpteen number. So you can take the seeds from us and then start growing in your lands. No problem.
Go deeper into the villages, it will be available.
That's how I have got
Yes.
many of the seeds.
Just yourself, it is not
Dr.
marketable.
Wali, I have one request, Dr. Wali.
Yeah.
I have one request to make.
Yeah, good.
Ravinder ji, what are the Punjab special millets जो पंजाब में ही हो सकती हैं? थोड़ा पंजाब special millets which can be grown in Punjab.
सारे
100%.
Yeah.
सारी होंगी, anything.
सारे मिलेट बोलने हैं कि ये हमने कितना है, ये तो प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट भी लगा है सारे से। डॉक्टर साहब एक क्वेश्चन था मेरा भी, ये जब मिलेट उगाते हैं उसके बाद जो सीरियल क्रॉप जो आती है नेक्स्ट जो रबी की आती है उसमें थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम जाती है, जैसे गेहूं बोते हैं तो गेहूं की क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं आती, उसका ये नहीं आता है।
डॉक्टर साहब वो ऐसे तो
ऐसे बहुत मोटे होंगे
बाद में कर लेना भी है। उन्हें ऐसा है आज उनकी फ्लाइट ने चक्कर पड़ा हुआ, मुझे लोगों ने कहा कि 1.5 घंटा लगेगा, कुल्लू का है, हाँ तो 1.5 घंटा लग जाएगा, तो वो ऐसा ना हो कि उनकी फ्लाइट के अंदर।
Thank you so much.
इसलिए मैंने माफी मांगी, राकेश जैन जी बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा तैयार करके आए हुए हैं।